make sure nobody behind me. Look at these sunflowers these people got. Look at that one.
From the thrill of the revving engine and pure adrenaline of flying down the highway to the confidence of knowing that Geico always has your back with 24/7 access to
It's the most.
So I'm about to water. I'm watering every day because we had like a really nice rain for about 20-25 minutes the other day. But beyond that, we hadn't had any rain for probably a couple of weeks. There's none in the forecast for a couple more weeks. And everything's kind of dry. Cucumber, vines, and tomatoes that things are really trying to wrap up. They're confused because we're getting a little extended heat. And it's the end of August. Okra on there. That could wait till tomorrow. Where is it? There is it. Right there at the bottom. Bottom here. Not up here where these flowers are, but down here. The tip of that is not green. That's actually a whole nother okra starting to bloom. Here are my microtome tomatoes, which got really big this year. Even in these planters, really. But I did just put fresh soil in here and replace the onions that were in there. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this. There's too much yellowing happening, and yeah, it's not here for it. This one's gonna go, and I'll just get a fresh seed in there. Why not? I'm sure there has been one before, but there's a black seed bank that we blacks are creating. I'll welcome them to include me if they want to, because I'm here for that. You know, I'm here for black wellness and sustainability in a nation that doesn't give a fuck about us. So I want to use up the rest of this kelp fish food because it stinks. And I'm not sure if it works or not, but I see little holes in my collars. What is that from? I don't know what that's from, but I'm gonna spray the fuck out of it with water. So no pesticides. But it's cool enough for, us to, let me get this done. Let me get these scissors. I didn't know where my damn shears are. Look, I have on a jacket. That's how kind of semi-chilly it is. Harvest these two. There are two of them. This one's ready to come off. And also this one. Put it on the table. Look, I finally got my peppermint to pop. It's the end of August. And I finally got my peppermint to pop. Cilantro, basil, oregano, and I'm gonna put mint and onions in there. I'm gonna take the okra I just harvested from. I'm actually gonna take that one inside. This just closed up from today. I was explaining to Mister how these develop. There's a whole process by which this flowers open and then it closes, and then after it closes, it starts to develop the okra at the base and pushes the flower off, and it falls off. I'll show you maybe one that still has the flower wrapped around the end eventually. This was scalped, and I thought it was done for the season, and I was feeling some type of way about my verbena because I had planned, remember, to have a whole shitload of them, and I had harvested a lot. I'm about to harvest a lot more today, apparently. Oh, another setup. This pea did come up, so it's going to, once it gets tall enough, it'll wrap around this nicely. It should. I planted another one over there because the first one didn't come up. This is a yellow pear tomato, none of which have turned yellow. Pretty tiny, these yellow pear tomatoes. So this is another yellow pear tomato. This is only going to have a few tomatoes on it, obviously. These are there are two down here. So they're just shaped like teardrops. They're cute. This is my salad bed. I have these 2 callaloo that I trained to bush out. I pulled the 2 perpetual spinach that were behind them. The 2 collards are still there. That's what I was just concerned about because I saw all these holes. Do you see the holes in the center of that collard? Yeah, I'm not about that life, so that's gotta end today. Oh, something I learned the other day was, y'all know I'm here to help educate you. I talked to you about amending the soil much like you do for potatoes to get larger leaves for your greens. Now, as I amended the base of the lettuce, and realized that it made the leaves fuller, I also dumped some fresh soil around these onions because they were looking yellowed and whatnot. And look what they did. They're flourishing now. And I only did 5 in the first place here because I remember having a handful of onions and I couldn't even eat them fast enough before they grow right back. When your green onions start showing this white at the bottom, amend the soil up around the base, the very much like you do your potatoes. So yeah, here is the beautiful, thick ass cherry tomatoes. And now when I pick my tomatoes, I like to keep this green end on. And the reason I keep the green end on is because I just learned, as I told you in the video, I've learned that if you keep the little tip end on your snow peas, it extends the shelf life. So it extends the fresh life, which makes sense because that's where the nutrients enter the fruit. So in general, I now try to make sure. I did it anyway. I wasn't sure why. I presume, maybe subconsciously I knew that, but yeah, it extends the shelf life in case you aren't able to get to eat them immediately. Now, I wonder if feeding this thing helped them turn. But I don't know because, come on, it did. Oh, didn't. I was gonna say it did not want to give me the little green part off of that one. See, that's gonna happen sometimes. It's okay. I'll just eat it before the rest of them. Cucumbers are looking real bad. They really, really like water. So if you have cucumbers or watermelon or really any fruit that is water heavy or that drinks up, that is primarily made of water, you're gonna need to water them every day if you put them in a container. Every day. I don't care if it storms. I don't care. So this small raised bed is not necessarily proven to be the best thing for these cucumbers, but I'm happy with it. Plus, I really like my whole trellis setup. So I'm going to do it again. I think that next year I may cut some of the extensions of the vine. Like this, that's the one plant. And yeah, I may actually cut some of those vines. Because that's one plant. Can you guys imagine the first year that I planted these things? I planted 8 in this planter just like this. And they did very well. I had lots of cucumbers. Then I cut it in half because I realized it was way too much. Then I had 4, way too much. Then I had 2, way too much. This was the year I said, fuck it, I'm just going to do 1. I did 1 and it did all of this. So it still appears to be way too much. It makes me just be in awe at how I could have even fit more than a couple in here. I don't know, but never again. But I will continue to grow in here because I like being able to come right out and get my cucumbers. Cut off some of these yellow leaves. Because a few of these bad boys are like, nah, the season is over. Fuck you mean you got no more cukes coming, B. But I bet I do. Cause I see them. You better give me these. You better give me these cucumbers. You better. Look at this. These ain't gonna happen. These right here. They ain't gonna happen. I can tell right now by how raggedy they look. I'm not even seeing bees over here anymore. Anyway, I'm gonna feed this and see what happens. See, look at this. You better give me this cucumber. You better give it to me. My moringa was a super fail this year. Super fail. I called myself was gonna grow 4 of these hoes. 4. And harvest all the leaves for the whole winter. That didn't work out. So I need to get me a whole ass, another bag of moringa seeds. Verbena. Doing okay. It ain't doing great, but it's doing okay. It's gonna give me some verbena. I'm gonna be able to use it. Tomatoes. Be able to take Mr. Mom some more fried green tomatoes. She was able to have fried green tomatoes. I took them tomatoes, cucumbers, big green tomatoes, the cherry tomatoes, and cucumbers. And they missed out on the okra. I had okra fries with y'all, and we enjoyed it. So too bad, so sad for them. They don't get none. Most of y'all know why. It's another microtom, another patio tomato. That's getting big. It's still getting big. This tomato is getting really, really big. It's probably because, well, these tomatoes, I guess, more than one. It's probably because I took off those other green tomatoes for them and gave the rest of these room to thrive and be great. Next year, cut off these tips, actually, that never created fruit. So I'm gonna cut that off. I'm gonna cut this off. I'm topping these off. Didn't have any fruit coming on it anyway, and the season's ending. There's no need for that to stay on there. Any of that, really. So let's go see what's growing on over here. Yeah, so I'm going to plant more peas. A couple more peas over here so they can recrawl. Oh, look at all them. See. I may or may not plant another pea. I have to decide what I'm gonna do because I have a cage that I want to use. Okay, so here are like several. They're just a handful, really, of callaloo. I may cut these tips off. I'm kind of letting them get like so. And I may cut them off and see if I can collect seeds from them. Again, the black seed bank. That's what I'm calling it now. I made that up because I like how it sounds, you know. Like black seed oil is good for you. It's a black seed bank. 4 okra over here that are doing not much. It's about over for them. I need to pull those. Those are flowering. These are weeds that are really annoying. And they really reseed themselves when they start feeling themselves. So I'm gonna need to get in there and probably pull up these callaloo and use them to replace the one in the raised bed. My verbena, this one is almost gone. All that's sticking out is this one little branch, which I'm gonna harvest when I come harvest these other ones. And this is the new growth. But this, I'm gonna harvest this little piece here. And these 2 bushes are hella ready. Both of those. So I'm gonna come harvest that now. Harvest that and take these seeds and water and feed everything until the groceries get here. Okay, and this jacket can come off right now. God dog.